I really brought you on this call because I wanted to talk about this SEO stuff that you know about. And so, with that said, just kind of talk about what exactly is SEO.
The one that we think about most often with running a cleaning business is Google. Google takes up over 90% of all search volume. So there's a couple different things that we do to kind of get our website showing up in the search results.
You talked about it being 6 pillars, like a 6 pillar strategy that you have for SEO. So can you just kind of give like a quick rundown of what you mean by that?
The 6 pillar strategy is a strategy I kind of came up with specifically for cleaning businesses. So if you were looking for how to start a cleaning business, that would apply to everybody. Yeah. I'll break it down. So
headed to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
What's up, y'all? It's AJ Simmons here, founder of the Clean Biz Network, and I am the Cleaning Business GOAT. And today we got a special guest, y'all. He is an SEO specialist, and when I say SEO, I mean search engine optimization, y'all. He's also the co-owner of Impact Cleaning Professionals, and he's a partner of CB and affiliate Tony Williams. So without further ado, please welcome Mr. Taylor Riley. What's up, Taylor?
what's going on, AJ? I'm used to people calling me Tyler by now. It's been happening my whole life, so you're good.
Right. It was the last name. Try to make them all into one, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So anyway, if you could, man, just tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, like who is Taylor Riley?
Yeah. So I'm from Florida, grew up here my whole life. I got started as a firefighter. So right out of high school, my dad was a firefighter. I had an uncle that was a firefighter. So right out of high school, I knew I wanted to go and become a firefighter. But once I got in that space, I kind of started, after a while, I started really wanting to get into business. So it was pretty funny. Tony was the same way. He was working a job, and he was wanting to get into the business space as well. He wanted to run his own business. And I'll tell you a funny story. So one time, me and Tony, we were talking about different business ideas that we could start. And we had no idea what we wanted to do. We knew we just wanted to go start a business. So what we ended up doing, there was a co-working space in Lakeland called Catapult. And we went there and paid like $15 to get a one-day fee. And we basically just sat there thinking, all right, we're here. We're in a co-working space. These are all business owners around us. So maybe this will be how we could start a business. We just need to get around these people. But it was quite some time before we ever discovered cleaning. So
okay, fair enough. You say I'm just gonna get around some business people, period, and maybe the magic will happen somehow.
we kicked around so many terrible ideas. I'm glad we didn't follow up on any of them.
That's what's up. All right, now speaking to Tony, so how did y'all meet and become business partners?
Yeah, so me and Tony have been really good friends since high school. So we both wrestled in high school. You know, we went to war together in that wrestling room with no AC. And so over the years, we really developed a good friendship. I'd say we're more brothers at this point.
Okay, fair enough. Now, like, how did y'all become business partners?
So after that, a couple of years after that time, we went to the co-working space.
Yeah.
Tony approached me. He had the idea he wanted to start a cleaning business. And I want to say that he probably got that idea from you. I know he was talking to you a lot early on, but he wanted to start a cleaning business. And I wasn't sure. I was like, a cleaning business? How are we going to do that? You know? And I went ahead. He pitched it to me, and he basically is like, I need $2,000 to get everything rolling. And at the time I had a little bit of money in the bank, and I was like, do you want a loan, or do you want a business partner? And he's like, no, I want a business partner. So I had a little bit of a personal finance background. I had dabbled in the finance space when I was still working as a firefighter. I tried to go be a financial advisor, and I ended up hating it. But Tony kind of knew that about me. So he was like, I want you to come on. I want you to run the finances for the business. And so that's about when Impact Cleaning Professionals was born.
Gotcha. Okay, so that was news to me. So I know why I had the idea that you came on later. So you guys literally started it together from day one. I love it. Okay, now what role do y'all have? Like different roles that y'all play in the company?
Yeah, so he brought me on to do the finances, but as you can imagine, there's not much budgeting and finance to do
Right.
for a business that doesn't know how to bring in customers.
Right.
So I was sitting around, I didn't have anything else to do, so I tried to figure out like what I could be good at. And I didn't have any marketing background, no background in building websites or anything like that, but I had free time, and so I started tinkering with it. And before long, I kind of took over the whole marketing.
Yeah.
So now I tell people I'm the chief marketing officer, not the chief financial officer. I still do both,
Right.
but I do marketing, finance. Tony does sales, operations, admin, pretty much everything else. So
Gotcha. Okay. And then we speaking of marketing, and I really brought you on this call because I wanted to talk about this SEO stuff that you know about. And so with that said, just kind of talk about what exactly is SEO.
okay, so that's a pretty difficult question to break down, but I'll explain it to you best I can. So, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and there's a bunch of different search engines. The one that we think about most often with running a cleaning business is Google.
Right.
So Google takes up over 90% of all search volume, but there's also other search engines out there. There's YouTube is a search engine, Amazon is a search engine. A lot of what I teach is specifically based on the algorithm for local service businesses on Google. But you got to keep in mind that basically SEO is just an oversimplified way of saying that you're trying to make your website or profile more visible to people who are looking for it.
Gotcha. So with that said, how are you guys using search engine optimization to help your cleaning company?
Yeah, so we right now we get the majority of our leads coming in through search engine optimization. So
Mhm.
there's a couple different things that we do to kind of get our website showing up in the search results. But for the most part, most of our leads are coming in through SEO.
Right.
We do a little bit of paid ads, but mostly SEO.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Now, with that said, I know you talked about in the private Clean Business Network Facebook group, you talked about it being six pillars, like a six pillar strategy that you have for SEO. So can you just kind of give like a quick rundown of what you mean by that?
Yeah, for sure. This is my favorite part. I like actually giving the actual advice on how to do some SEO stuff. So basically, the six pillar strategy is a strategy I kind of came up with specifically for cleaning businesses. So, like I mentioned, there's a bunch of different types of SEO.
Hmm.
The algorithm that I'm going to be referring to is specific to the cleaning industry, and that's a local service algorithm. So it's different than what you would type into Google if you were looking for like a general informational search. So if you were looking for how to start a cleaning business, that would apply to everybody. Any website anywhere in the world can answer that question.
Right.
But if someone searches commercial cleaning services near me, that is very specific. They're looking for a business near them that could provide them a service.
Right.
So, with that being said, the six pillar strategy is designed specifically to target those type of searches,
Gotcha.
um, and it's made up of your Google business profile,
Mhm.
citations, or what's also called business listings, keywords, your name, address, and phone number, reviews, and backlinks.
Okay.
So I'll break each of those down for you as well.
Okay.
Are you keeping up with me so far?
So far, look, I'm like, I ain't know he's gonna even go further. So good. Let's hear it.
Yeah. I'll break it down. So, and stop me if anything doesn't make sense because
Okay.
it kind of gets complicated sometimes, and I start talking a little bit too fast. So just
Gotcha.
let me know. But optimizing your Google business profile is simple. A lot of people kind of have an understanding of that already. But
Mhm.
just a couple things to keep in mind. You got to make sure that you're choosing the correct category. So there's a difference between residential and commercial.
Mhm.
And Google knows that. So when someone's doing a search, they're trying to provide the best possible search results for that person. And whenever you select your category, that's extremely important. So just keep that in mind whenever you look at your Google business profile. Make sure your category is selected correctly.
Okay.
Next up is your hours of operation. You got contact info. All that you just want to go through and make sure. Basically, you want to make sure your Google business profile is completed in its entirety.
Right.
All right. Then after that, you just want to make sure you're staying active on your Google business profile. So there's 3 different ways that you can stay active, and that's with getting reviews, which you don't have as much control over, but with posts and pictures, you have a lot of control over. So you want to make sure that you're constantly updating your Google business profile with new posts or new pictures.
Gotcha.
So that about covers the basics of your Google business profile and optimizing it. But
now let me ask you this.
Yep.
So, because I know I got some people that's been around for a while, and they're not always, sometimes they're out in the field, they can't keep up with all the technology. So I just want to be clear, because sometimes a lot of my early videos, I would say Google my business. So is that the same thing as a Google business profile?
Yeah.
Correct.
Google ended up changing the name of it at some point. And I called it Google My Business for the longest time before someone finally corrected me. But it's called Google Business Profile now.
Gotcha. And I know they used to have a mobile app as well. Do you know if they still got a mobile app where you can upload pictures and stuff, or does it have to be like from a computer or something?
No, I love that mobile app too, man. They got rid of it, but it's all done on. You can use the Google Maps app to pull it up and upload those pictures and stuff from that.
Okay,
but
perfect enough.
They don't have that mobile app anymore specifically dedicated to your Google business profile.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. So you can use Google Maps and update your business from there.
Yep.
That's a gem. That's a gem. I didn't know that. All right, but now I see y'all have a ton of reviews on y'all's website as well for y'all cleaning company. So, like, is there a particular strategy you're using to get all of these different reviews, or is it just y'all booming so much people just can't wait to leave your reviews, right? Like, is there a strategy behind that?
No. So getting reviews for a commercial cleaning service is terrible.
Yeah.
I'll throw that out there. It's very difficult. So the way we were able to gather those reviews, and I'm actually not very happy with how many reviews. I wish we had significantly more.
Okay.
But the way that we did it early on is we were just hustling. We were making phone calls, texting people, doing everything we could to try and get a review. That was when we were kind of doing both commercial and residential. Now that we're full commercial, we kind of started a new strategy. And I can't tell you how effective it is because we just started it, but we're using your CBN app.
There we go.
So what we've done is we kind of automated all that hustle that we were originally doing. So that way we're not having to put in all that extra work, but we're still able to achieve all those reviews. And so what we do is anytime that we convert someone to a customer, they get a new contact tag put on them, and they're automatically put into an automation where it'll send them a request for a review. And so what we do is the first review is just an internal form, so they can check how many stars that we are 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And then if they choose 4 or 5, we'll send them a link to our Google Business Profile or a Facebook profile or a Yelp profile. And we'll ask them to leave us a review. If they choose 1, 2, or 3, that immediately gets sent back to operations, Tony. So it'll get sent back to him, and then he gets the opportunity to follow up with them on it to figure out where we messed up at. That is a big benefit to us because initially it sends them the email or the text message. If they click on it, then it takes them out of the automation. If not, it sends them 2 more.
Right.
But even more important than that, how I kind of mentioned, is that we're kind of filtering through some of those bad reviews. Now, we're not stopping them from leaving a bad review. We're just not making it easy for them to go on there and leave us a bad review. Right. So they're still going to tell us what they think about our service, and we could still get the opportunity to respond and try and fix that. But it's not necessarily sending them straight to our Google Business Profile where they're going to leave us that bad review.
Yeah. Now that's genius. I love it right there, because it's like your filtering one is like, okay, I want a review from you, but really I only want one from you if you're gonna leave a good one, right, on Google, right? So, but then at the same time, it's like, well, I also want to know how you really feel. So now that I know how you really feel, let's get this over to ops so we can fix whatever the issue is if there's an issue. So that right there is genius. And this is all being done because you got those automations set up in that Clean Business Network software, y'all. So make sure y'all go sign up, cleanbusinessnetwork.app. All right, y'all, but I had to plug it. I couldn't help it. It was the perfect time. All right, now what else I got for you? Now, do you think that is important for a company to have a website? Because, you know, we got cleaning companies out there that I got some people, they might say, well, I don't have to have a website, or I don't use a website and we do X amount a month or X amount a year. So What is your opinion on far as the importance of a website for a cleaning company?
Yeah, for sure. So, I would say that for me, from my opinion, that the website is extremely important. And the reason is because you're able to portray your value before you have any initial contact with somebody. So basically, think about it like this. Um, if you reach out to somebody, they're more than likely going to research you. If they find you, then they're obviously going to research you. No matter what happens, they're going to try and research you and figure out more about your business. So your website gives you that little bit of control over your brand message. And their brand message is important because it's what's going to allow you to prevent from having to be the low bid. If all you're competing on is price, then you're going to have to be the low bid every time. But if you can portray your value, whether that's over the phone, over the website, in-person meeting, whatever it is, if you can sell your value, then you don't have to compete on price alone, and you're able to effectively charge what you're worth.
Yeah. Now, I think 1,000%. And it's just like, if I had two vendors come to my home to do some work around the house, if one comes over and they give me a price, $1,000 even, right, to do a job, but it's one guy, his proposal sent to me on a written piece of paper, and it's just him and his cousin. Versus if a company comes over there in uniform, the price might be $500 higher, but they're insured. They got a secretary. They got things going on. I can look on their website. I'm definitely going with that person because of the value that's there with the website and all of that. So I agree with you 1,000% on that. Yeah. Now, and by the way, speaking of website, I got to plug it again. You can create unlimited websites right in Clean Biz Network platform. So just one more reason to come with us. But anyway, in Clean Biz Network private Facebook group, by the way, speaking of Clean Biz Network, you talked about how businesses can get stuck in the Google sandbox. Yep. And I never heard that phrase before. So can you explain to us what is that and why we don't want to be in it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Google sandbox is not recognized by Google. This is not something that Google says happens. This is just something that industry experts have witnessed, and that most of them agree that whenever you start a new website, that you're placed in the sandbox, and Google isn't going to show you in the search results. Right. Now, there's a couple things that you can do to get yourself out of that so-called sandbox, and that's that 6-pillar strategy that I was talking about. And I don't know if you want to get back to it. We covered the Google business profile and the keywords, but if you want, I can go ahead and highlight the other 4 in there as well and give you some tips on that as well.
Well, you know what? We don't got to go all the way in detail, but if you want to list them again, because I want to tell them too that I know that you got a course coming out. I don't want you to get a whole course away. I mean, if you want to volunteer, whatever, you feel free. I ain't gonna hold you back, right? But I do know that you have a course on this, and I would love for people to support it because you took the time to put it together, and you already given enough free game as it is. So, yeah. But anyway, feel free. So if you want to list those pillars again, and then we'll talk about that course you got coming.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm good. Just go ahead and giving this information out. The benefit from my course is I kind of give you a little bit more guidance and show you exactly how to do it. So, but I want people to have the information. If they don't have the money to buy the course, I still want them to be able to do the SEO, so we covered optimizing your Google business profile. We covered keywords. Basically what we're talking about here is trying to quickly get your business out of the sandbox. That next strategy that I want to talk about is citations. Excuse me, I said we covered keywords. We haven't covered keywords yet. We covered reviews, but citations is the next one. Citations are mentions of your business all over the internet. So Google business profile is considered a citation. Yelp is considered a citation. Your Bing business profile is a citation. But there's a bunch of different citations that you can build up across the internet. Now, what I'll tell you is that you need to at least get 30 of them. All right. So list your business in 30 different places. The other thing I'll tell you is that you want your information consistent from your Google business profile throughout all of your other business listings. And that's because Google's trying to verify that all of this information is consistent across the internet. So they feel more confident showing you as a business. Right. So we covered optimizing your Google business profile. We covered citations, keywords. So keywords are really important. So I mentioned that that YouTube is also a search engine.
Yep.
So I'm sure you probably noticed that some of your more popular videos have common keywords or search terms in them. So I'm sure if you might have a video titled like how to start a cleaning business.
Yep.
Now that's something that is searched very, very regularly. It's common. So there's going to be blog posts on Google that are very popular for that. And I imagine you probably have a couple of YouTube videos that are extremely popular for that.
Absolutely.
So keywords are extremely important. You want basically what you're wanting to do with them is insert them in certain places on your website and on your Google business profile. And the key here with keywords is you don't want to shove them in where they don't fit naturally. Right. So Google is a lot smarter than it used to be. Their algorithm is looking for keyword placement, but it's not, and it understands keyword variations, but it's not looking for you just shoving commercial cleaning services all over your webpage. You don't have to. So don't go out there and stuff a bunch of keywords on your landing page and because Taylor told you to do it. Okay?
Right. So don't put Clean Biz Network as a janitorial cleaning company in Jacksonville, Florida that does janitorial cleaning company services in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, don't get redundant with it.
Exactly. That probably would have worked in the early 2000s, but don't do it nowadays.
Gotcha.
Then I'll keep it moving a little bit quicker, but the next one is name, address, and phone number. We talked about that with your business citations, but you also want to have that information across your website. So Google feels confident in knowing where your location is. So when people do those location-based searches, they can find you.
Perfect.
Then we hit reviews already. And the last one is backlinks. And this one is extremely important. It's the last pillar that I talk about because it's the most difficult. But basically a backlink is anytime another website links back to your website, a clickable link, right? So a lot of times on like podcasts, they'll put like a link back to whoever was on the podcast with them. So that way you can go look at their website. A lot of times in like news articles or blog posts, they'll link back whoever they're talking about, they'll link back to their website. And then even like on different business listings, they also have links back to your website. The important thing to keep in mind here is there's locally relevant and industry specific. So locally relevant are links that come from websites that are specific to your area of service. So an example of that is like a news company that's in your area of service, other local businesses in your area of service, charities in your area of service. The important thing here is that Google's seeing like, okay, this person is integrated with this community,
right?
And it makes them feel more confident showing your services.
Gotcha.
And then industry specific is just pretty much anything related to the cleaning business. So you can go on like Home and Gardens and submit like a guest blog post or like an expert opinion to them. And if they use it, then they'll quote you and link back to your website. And Home Gardens just talks about, they have like a section where they talk about cleaning services. Right. So there's a bunch of different ways to build backlinks. It's more of a long-term strategy, but it's important you have 2 to 3 locally relevant, 2 to 3 industry specific as quickly as possible so you can get yourself out of that sandbox.
Gotcha. Love it.
And that covers the 6-pillar strategy.
Nice. I appreciate all of that free game right there, Taylor. And speaking of, so we talked about the free game. Let's talk about the paid game. So you did, like I said, you do have a course available. So what is the name of the course? What's in it? Who's it for?
Yeah, so the name of the course is 30-Day Cleaning Leads.
Okay. And
it has been designed very specifically for cleaning businesses to try and get you out of that sandbox as quickly as possible. So I put the 30-day on there because I'm trying to get you out of that sandbox within 30 days. Now, I can't tell you where you're going to place in the search results. No, nobody can. It really depends on competition, depends on your area and how much work and how well you're doing with the SEO. But the whole point here is I understand that cleaning business owners are very busy. So I jam-packed as much content in this course as possible to quickly get someone from not showing up in the search results to generating leads for their business.
All right, cool, y'all. Now, if anybody is watching this video right now or listening on the podcast, make sure you go to cleanbizuniversity.com and you can access that course, or just click the link in the description of this video or podcast or in the comment section. Are you looking to start your own cleaning company? Or maybe you started your cleaning company, but you just need a support group, some mentorship, some guidance. Hell, a bidding calculator just to help you know if you're pricing the job correctly. Join us at cleanbiznetwork.app. That's www.cleanbiznetwork.app today and get on the right track with your cleaning company. We have everything you could possibly need to get you going in the right direction, and see why we've been the leading cleaning business consulting company for the past 5 years, and why they call me, AJ Simmons, the Cleaning Business Goat. So I can help you just like I've helped, and my company has helped thousands of other people start and grow their cleaning companies. Go to the #1 source today, www.cleanbiznetwork.app. Thank you. All right, y'all. Now, Taylor, I'm gonna have some fun. You gave us enough game right now. We're gonna take a break. We get back to the questions in a minute, but I want to do the lightning round. So how it works is I'm gonna say a word or a phrase, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. So the first word or phrase is gonna be Auburndale, Florida.
Auburndale, Florida. The first word or phrase. Community.
Okay. Fair enough.
So real quick, Auburndale is where I currently live.
Okay.
I grew up in Lakeland.
Gotcha.
But Auburndale is currently home right now.
Gotcha. So in that way, next one's gonna be Lakeland.
Oh, I'm just gonna say community for that one as well. I've lived in these places my whole life, and it's kind of it's home, you know. So maybe home. We'll use home.
Okay. Bet.
All right. I want to point out, I hate this part. I don't like doing
right.
I'm gonna tough it out for you.
Bet. I appreciate it. It's quick thinking. That's all. See, keep you on your toes. All right. Next one, clean the industry.
I'm gonna say hustle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one, Tony Williams.
Brother.
All right. Next one, favorite social media platform for a business, like for promoting.
I'm stuck on YouTube or LinkedIn. I'm gonna go with YouTube.
Nice. I love it. Next one would be your favorite social media platform just for leisure.
Probably Facebook.
Okay, fair enough. Next one is going to be your definition of wealth.
I would say wealth is whenever you can make decisions without having to think about money.
Nice. I love it. All right, next one is key to success.
So what I've noticed, this is not going to be a one-word thing. This is going to be a little bit of a rant here, if you're okay with that.
Yep.
What I've noticed specifically for me is whenever I started doing like the SEO stuff, I had no idea what I was doing. I found that the key to success is every time I'd start something new in business is I would always doubt myself, no matter what. Everything new, whether it was creating the course, whether we were taking on a new contract that I thought was too big, I always doubt myself every single time. But I think the key to success is to internalize that and keep going forward, because what I found is that there's multiple points in your business where you're having to grow. You're never going to be stagnant. You're constantly growing, and you're always going to be faced with those challenges.
Yeah.
And so being able to go ahead and internalize that self-doubt and then just push forward.
Yeah. No, I love that. That's definitely a big key to success. I love that one right there. Something that you splurged on since you've been getting this cleaning business money.
Ooh. I think I splurged on a lot of stuff. I'd probably say my biggest purchase was a MacBook Pro.
Okay, fair enough. All right, something that you look forward to splurging on once you get more cleaning business money.
I would say probably a new house. That's a lot of cleaning business money coming.
Right.
I got a great house now, but I got a growing family, and it's getting smaller and smaller every year. So.
For sure. I understand. All right, fair enough. Next one is going to be business conferences.
So I've only gone to 2 business conferences, CBN and BSCAI.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this, my favorite thing about CBN is there's so many people at CBN that are on the exact same path as me.
Yeah.
So I see the benefit of both BSCAI and CBN, but I'd have to choose CBN.
Right. Appreciate that. Appreciate
sure.
that. All right, cool. Now the next one is business partnerships.
Business partnerships. Well, with me and Tony, I would say we're more like brothers and friends. So what I mean by that is we get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
We have disagreements and stuff, but we're like best friends. We get over that stuff real quick.
Yeah.
If you're going to take on a business partner, just know that you're going to have a lot of disagreements, but you want to make sure that it's with somebody that you can work through those disagreements and it's not going to affect your relationship.
Yeah, that's huge right there. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, your favorite hobby when you got some free time.
I don't know what free time is.
Right.
I got twin toddlers at home, so
yeah,
I don't have free time anymore. I used to scuba dive and go surfing.
Nice.
But I don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Right.
Maybe
Cool. Fair enough. It'll be back in the future though. It's coming back. It's just a little phase right now. All right, cool. Next one, best decision you've made in business so far.
That one's difficult because I feel like it takes years and years before you realize that was your best decision.
Yeah.
But I would just say just starting the business. Yeah. When Tony approached me, I wasn't quite sure if the cleaning business was right, but it ended up being a great opportunity, and I'm glad I jumped on it.
Nice. I always love that answer. To me, that's just probably the best it can get because, like, just being in business, there's so many things that happen. So just the fact that you're in it. All right. Next one, favorite genre of music.
Ooh, that one changes monthly probably for me. I'm in a house music kick right now.
Okay.
On my way home, I'll jam some house music. I like that little bit of bump going, get my mind quit to turn off before I get home. So that way I'm not thinking about business.
Yep.
I listen to a little bit of hip hop. It's been a while. Tony always makes fun of me because it's always really, really old stuff.
Right. Fair enough. So I'm going to do it this way then. I want to do your top 5 music artists of all time to close out the lightning round.
Ooh, okay. I was worried you were going to ask me this because I watched a bunch of your videos, but I didn't come prepared.
Okay.
So, let's see. Top 5. I'd say I'm going to have to go with Sugar Ray. You familiar with Sugar Ray?
I am.
From the 90s. I can't imagine there's very many people just still bumping Sugar Ray like you. I'm still hanging on to it.
They sell a concert somewhere, so somebody's playing it.
Yeah. Oh, T-Pain. I really like T-Pain.
Nice.
I don't know when's the last time you listened to T-Pain, but I heard him do some stuff without his auto-tune, and it was he's got a good singing voice.
Yeah, he got it.
He's legit.
A great performer too.
Yep. So early 2000s, me and Tony were bumping T-Pain all the time.
Right.
Let's see what else we got. Where are we at? We're only at 2.
Only at 2. This is work now, right?
Yeah. Let's see. I like Avicii.
Okay. I never heard of them.
On that house side. Let's see. I don't know. I think we hit 3. Can we stop at 3? You want me to keep?
We'll stop at 3. Look, save your brain cells for the real work, right?
It's going to hit me after this podcast, and I'll just email it to you.
For sure. And I always like to apologize in advance. So for anybody watching the interview back, if you hear a bunch of loud noise all of a sudden, it's just my AC unit. I can't control it. I'm in a office suite, and corporate runs it. Nothing I can do. Sorry about that. But anyway, back to the questions, y'all. So, what advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about going into business as a partner, even though you kind of already said it during the lightning round?
Yeah. Aside from making sure that you can get through those disagreements with them, I would say you want to look for someone that is the exact opposite of you. So the person that's the exact opposite of you is probably the person that you're going to get in disagreements with, but they're also going to have all the skill sets that you don't have. You don't want someone that's complementary to you because you guys are going to have one focus. In order to build a good partnership, you want two completely opposite people who are wanting to move in the same direction.
Now, you know what? I know we're talking business partnerships, but I've grown to learn that even with relation, like a romantic partnership,
Mm-hmm.
that can be beneficial too. Because I used to get so annoyed that me and my wife we got a lot of differences, but over time I started to learn that, you know what, she's covering the stuff that I wouldn't be covering. You know what I mean? If she was like me, a lot of stuff would get overlooked. So great advice on that. All right, now what is the hardest part of business so far from your perspective?
The hardest part, I think I kind of touched on this already, but for me, the hardest part is anytime you start something new, anytime you're growing, you're constantly being faced with challenges, and you're constantly telling yourself, I can't do this. We don't have the skill set for it. We don't have the equipment for it. We don't have the money for it. And you just got to throw all those negative thoughts aside and keep pushing forward. And every time we've done that, every time we push forward, it's always been fine. We've always had everything we needed, and it ends up working. And even when we do fail, we learn from it, and then we don't make those same mistakes next time.
Yeah, I say believe in yourself, and like Robert Kiyosaki says, close the deal, figure out how you're gonna actually fulfill it later. Just close the deal. All right. What else we got? What is your long-term goal for your business?
Tony's the long-term guy.
Yeah,
I'm the short-term guy, just trying to plug away. I get extremely focused on the task at hand, and I just keep plugging away until it's taken care of. Yeah. So long-term, I think I would ultimately like to build something up as an asset, a business that's an asset that we could eventually sell. Yeah. Not that I don't like being in the cleaning business industry. I would just like to have a little bit of padding in my pocket, you know, so that way we can go into something new.
There you go.
With that money comfortably and be able to make good, sound decisions without having to worry about the paychecks coming in.
Yeah, you know, it's. I'm trying not to harp on that too long, but I wanted to speak on it because it's like, you know, when I first got into business, I used to think you have to hold on to the business and keep it. It's got to be a legacy business and all of that. And I used to judge people who would sell their companies. And it's like, as I've grown and learned more, it's like, that's the name of the game. You know, like you got to sell some assets sometime in order to flip and grow bigger. So I'm actually in a liquidation phase right now. I'm about to sell my baby app, basically. You know, I got Clean Business Network, but then we also have Calculated Cleaning. So I'm about to list that for sale now, just to kind of get, you know, some more liquidity to flip into Clean Business Network even bigger. So no, I love the thought process behind it for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, now if you lost all of your customers, had to start all the way over from zero, but you get to keep everything all the knowledge that you know, what would you do to get back to the point that you are today?
Did I lose all of my website and all of our Google business profile, all our reviews, and all that stuff?
Yep. Okay. But you still got the knowledge to rebuild it though.
I would go knocking on doors, and I'd be able to do it significantly more confident than we did the last time.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can get customers without anything. You don't need anything to start a cleaning business. You could roll up, knock on someone's door, sell them, and you could subcontract it out to somebody else. You don't need money. You don't need a website to really get started. Obviously, all those things are going to help you, but if I lost everything and I needed to go get a paycheck to feed my family, I'm going to go knock on some businesses and come home with a contract.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better than that. Now, this is a question I'll always ask towards the end of the interview. So I want to ask you this, and it's, if somebody's watching this video or listening to the podcast right now and they're thinking about making that jump into entrepreneurship, but they're just scared to make that jump for whatever reason, what advice could you give to that person?
Ooh, that one's tough. I'd have to say, if you're thinking about making that jump, I would say, and you're currently working a full-time job, I'd say test the waters first. You can run a cleaning business in your spare time. We've proved that possible, and I know a lot of other cleaning businesses have proved that possible. Obviously, at some point, you're going to have to finally make that move and take it over completely. But you could always build up some confidence. You can go clean that building, collect that paycheck, and store it in your savings account, and don't touch it. Don't pay yourself from it yet. Keep living off of your income from your job, and then just build up a little bit of a nest egg so you feel confident making that full transition.
Yeah, you definitely the finance guy with an answer like that, right? Right. Hey, listen, thank you so much, Taylor. It was a pleasure having you on. And I just want to toot my own horn real quick, y'all, because this is why I'm the Clean the Business Gold. I get to bring you guys like Taylor, man. He's an expert in SEO. He can give you background, and not just from an SEO perspective and a marketing perspective, but also from a cleaning business owner's perspective too, y'all. So thank you to me, right, for bringing Taylor here. But no, really, thank you, Taylor, for being here and helping bringing value to the channel. It was much appreciated. Many gems dropped. Let us know how we can follow your journey going forward.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to point out before I answer that question is that that I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, because I know Tony got started because of you. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you for everything that you've done and all the information that you've provided to new clean business owners. But to follow me, the first thing I do is say get on the CBN Facebook group. And is that, I don't know, is that free or is that something that's paid?
Nope, it's not free. So I'm glad you mentioned it, because you got to join Clean Business Network. So go to cleanbusinessnetwork.com and join. And then once you become a member, you get access to that Clean Business Network Facebook group.
Yeah. So go on, do that, and then go into the Facebook group, because there's a wealth of knowledge in there. If you have any questions at all on digital marketing or SEO, just go ahead and ask it in there and tag me in it, and I'll be happy to answer as many questions as possible. I know whenever I was coming up, I was constantly asking people questions, and we had some pretty awesome people in the industry providing us answers. So I'm willing to give all that back to everybody that wants the information. So
nice.
Go get on the CBN group, make it happen.
Perfect. And what was the social media if we wanted to follow you?
So I have Boom FSA. If you just Google it, it stands for Boom Facility Service Advisors. I got my website on there, and from my website, you can follow any of my social profile links, or you could just Google Boom Facility Service Advisors, and then my social profiles will pop up there as well. And then, like I said, like Facebook, you can look up Taylor Riley, and that's my personal.
There you go, y'all. Thank you so much, Taylor, for coming on. Make sure you check out boomfsa.com if you want to connect with Taylor. Also, check out cleanbizuniversity.com if you want to get Taylor's SEO course. It'll be there available for you guys. And if you just want to build with the both of us, hell, go to cleanbiznetwork.com and join us in Clean Biz Network. Thank you so much, Taylor. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care, AJ.
Yes, sir.